Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme and unified world heavyweight champion of the world, Peter Joseph here for a Monday night video. And it's Monday night. You know what that means. We got Monday Night Raw coming up in just a little bit on the Netflix, you know. So fire it up. We got about 7 minutes to go before Raw goes on the air live for the last time in 2025. Hey, that rhymes. But we got that. But anyway, thanks for watching here on your Monday night, December the 29th, 2025. 2 days away from the end of the year. So, we're about a little over 48 hours away from 2026. And we're going to send 2025 off with a good old-fashioned Gilmore Cutter-like bang! So, let's get it. 2 more days. We'll get through it. And then it's 2026. We start all over again. With new beginnings, new goals, and all that other good shit. But thanks for watching on this Monday night on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. I'm Peter Joseph. You knew that already. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you like it, great. Hit that subscribe button down below on this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments. You get sent to the Shadow Realm and never be heard from again because Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. Well, that's pretty much it. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. You're a loser. You're a bitch. And you all know what that means. So, So if you missed it, you missed it. And you can't get to see it again unless you watch on the replay. But that's that. But if you missed it when it goes up, you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. And if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax. Well, I'd say grab a nice tasty cold one, but I finished mine, so there was juice in here, so sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck you, man. And that's that. All right, pretty quick video here on your Monday evening before we get to Monday Night Raw. A little bit of breaking news here, and I saw this on Facebook, also pretty much on Twitter and social media, and got some sad news report on former WWE superstar Doudrop. We all know her as Piper Niven, the one of the members of the Secret Hurt Fist, pretty much one of the bodyguards for Chelsea Green. Well, she hasn't been wrestling since August, and this report came out today on various websites. I'm taking this from WrestlingNews.com. WWE superstar Piper Niven's in-ring future is in doubt following a serious neck injury which she sustained in August, according to a recent discussion on the Wrestling Observer News Live for Mr. Brian Alvarez and Mr. Uncle Dave. During a segment focused on the dangers of neck injuries in modern professional wrestling, Brian Alvarez mentioned Piper Niven as a cautionary tale. He noted that Piper has been out of action since August and stated she might not wrestle again, in quotes, due to the severity of her condition. He said, and I quote, "I mean, there's been a lot of talk that this one's a career ender. It is her neck, and it's the same deal, it was wear and tear and took a bump. That was it." Piper herself recently commented on her recovery in response to William Regal's viral post. What happened, William Regal went on Saturday night, early yesterday, talking about the horrific spots that Jamie Hayter took and Kyle Fletcher took when they landed on their neck. Surprisingly, they didn't get hurt. So he was talking about that, and he's calling it reckless abandonment, stuff like that. People got on him for that. So anyway, Piper said, and I quote, "The line between I feel fine and I just want to feel okay again is horrifically thin. You have zero idea how close you are to teetering on the edge of it. Please take heed, my darlings. Darling! And all that other good stuff. So the discussion regarding Piper Niven was part of a broader conversation sparked by a dangerous spot, like I mentioned, at World's End, where Kyle Fletcher landed on the top of his head, near his neck, after taking a capture suplex from Jon Moxley. Incident drew criticism from veterans like William Regal, who warned younger talent about the long-term consequences of such risks. Alvarez, also referenced WWE wrestler Ivar of War Machine, who underwent neck surgery but still suffers from permanent nerve damage in his hands, further illustrating the lasting impact of spinal injuries in the sport. Wrestling is a sport, ladies and gentlemen, it's a sport, but injuries happen, they don't just happen, I didn't mean to do that, they call for an injury, they want to write somebody off, so they do an injury angle, so they kind of Pillmanize their neck, their leg, whatever, but they already have the injury, so that's how they write them off most of the time. We've seen that with Edge. We've seen that with, people that had neck injuries. Edge, that guy named Benoit, Bryan Danielson, so many other people. Saraya Knight, or Paige, had neck injuries, but at least Bryan Danielson and Paige, they came back, but they wrestled, they didn't wrestle like reckless abandonment. I mean, Danielson still did that before he actually so-called retired. Edge came back, but he's kind of laid back now, which I think is great for him. But he's still, you still run the risk of taking some, bumps if you land the wrong way, and you gotta worry about Randy Orton because of his back too, and people like that. But wrestling's not, I get bump in the ring and I'm not gonna get hurt. Bullshit. Because you take your first bump, it hurts, and then you start getting used to the mat and everything, and you do the front flips and, all the other flippy-dippity-doos you do. Some of the young people do that, but I don't need to do that, but people like me, I couldn't even do it, so I wouldn't want to, but sometimes, people, people sweat and everything, they pick somebody up for a power bomb and it gets dropped on their neck by accident or something like that. Things happen. You can't blame the other wrestler. You can't blame the wrestler who took the bump. And I know people are like, wrestling's fake. Yeah, but the injuries are real, dumbass. So don't give me that bullshit that, he got hurt, this and that. It's fake injury. Yeah, okay, he's out for 7 months. That's fake, right? Shut the fuck up. And that's that. But, sucks for Piper. I hope she gets better and maybe can return to the ring. I mean, Kenny had the same thing with his neck, too. But at least he came back and he's, kind of on a part-time basis. But, we'll see what happens with all that. But leave me your thoughts and opinions about Piper Niven and her neck injury. Do you think she's going to come back? And we could talk about other people that have had neck injuries and, just a sad thing. I hope Ivar gets better. I know he has permanent nerve damage in his hands, which kind of sucks. So he might not be able to wrestle that much anymore. But hopefully somehow he can get better or go do a light schedule instead of the crazy WWE schedule. And that's pretty much it. Alright, Raw is live from Orlando, Florida at the Kia Center. Should be a good show tonight. We got the Usos back in tag team action, going for the tag team titles on Raw against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Got more with Austin Theory and Paul Heyman and the Vision, CM Punk and Braun Breaker. We'll probably meet up before next week's live show. Well, it is live next week in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. Hop, skip, and jump away from me, but I'm not going. Roman and Brock will be there next week. Brock Lesnar, I should say. So we got that. So we open with Austin Theory, trying to make an impact, if you will. And him and Bronson Reed destroyed CM Punk and Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka. And then Braun Breaker comes in and eliminate CM Punk with another wicked spear. So we'll see what happens tonight as we go, as this is the final Raw of the year. I think WWE had a pretty decent year. Not great, but decent, you know. I think I think the best pay-per-view that they had was probably SummerSlam. I mean, there's so many others, like Clash in Paris was pretty decent. Survivor Series War Games in San Diego was okay. Not great, but okay. But most of the pay-per-views were pretty decent. Not great. Like, even Royal Rumble in January was alright. Elimination Chamber was meh. Elimination Chamber was good because of Cena's heel turn, which led to a pretty decent night 2 of WrestleMania. Like that. Alright, so we got Rey Mysterio going into the building. I don't know if he's holding his luggage. I thought like his dog came in or some shit. Like, Anyway. We got that. We got the Usos in your city. As always, Jimmy and Jay. La Primera, Stephanie Vercurra, will defend her women's championship against Nikki Smelly Bella and Raquel Rodriguez in a triple threat match. I think she'll retain. I think she's going to lose to Liv Morgan, or maybe the winner of the Royal Rumble with the same Bianca Belair. I don't know, but we'll see. Alright, so now we got Paul Heyman. My name is Paul Heyman with the Vision. The entire Vision this time. Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, B&B Security, along with that idiot fake Puerto Rican, Logan Paul, and now Austin Theory has joined the group. So they're going to the ring to cut a promo. So, we'll see what they say, and that's pretty much it. Alright, so once again, leave me your thoughts and opinions about Piper Niven possibly never wrestling again because of her serious neck injury, and all that good stuff. Alright, so we'll talk about that, and Monday Night Raw coming your way later tonight over on my Killer Demons channel. But right now, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.